I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV, and I'm here today with the Limit Hold'em World Champion, Rob Hollink. Congratulations, it's quite a title.
Sounds good, eh?
So it must have been exciting. You're the first Dutch bracelet winner.
Yeah, we have been waiting a long time, and there have been a lot of speculations about who was going to be the first, and I was the lucky one.
And you did it.
Yeah.
So I know in Europe, a lot of pot limit games and no limit games are popular. What got you interested in Limit Hold'em?
Yeah, actually, it's a good question. I always used to play pot limit Oma, and
right, that's what I hear from people from the Netherlands.
Yeah, so like, I think it was maybe 04 or 05 when I went here, and there was no pot limit Oma game at all, and no limit wasn't played that much. So actually, I didn't have a choice then try the limit game. So from that point on, I always played limit when I play cash games here, and I still do because there is not much PLO available.
It's true. Well, it's growing, but you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
So was it difficult for you to make the transition from pot limit to limit? Like, what parts of your game did you have to change, or were there parts you had to change?
Well, it's pretty difficult because I'm playing the mixed games, and there was like 5 or 6 different games, and I only play them when I'm here. So,
okay.
So always cost me some time to get used to it, but okay, I'm not doing so bad. So.
You're definitely not. So this was a big buy-in tournament, obviously $10,000. It brought all the pros out. What did you think of the strength of the field?
Yeah, I think it was a really tough field. I mean, when I looked at the final table, I looked around and was like, JC Tran and me, we were the only tournament players. And okay, I played a lot of Limit Hold'em, so I didn't feel that much uncomfortable, but it was really a tough field.
Yeah, and you had a lot of chips going into the final table. How did you build your stack up? Was it just little by little, or was there like a couple key hands?
Well, actually, I had 2 points in the tournament where I was pretty short. I mean,
really?
I remember day 1 when average was like 30,000, I had 4K.
Oh.
So I got a couple of good double ups, and then when we were near the bubble, like 35 players left, average was like around 100, I guess. Let's see, buying 10,000, 20, no, it must be more than 100.
Yeah.
Must have been
150.
Over, yeah, 150,
like
160.
Yeah.
So at that point, I was like 30,000 all the time, and the big stacks were running over the table, and then I found queens, so one of the big stacks doubled me up. And then in another hand, I had king jack suited, and on the king 4 deuce flop, he doubled me up again. So
you got to pick your spots when you're short stacked.
So there were 2 points I was short stacked, and from that point on, in the money, I had a good run, a lot of good hands, and they held up. And
that has to happen to win tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, of course. And starting the final table, I was second in chips, and
right. And you never dipped below third in chips for the whole final table.
No, I was
always the top 3.
Yeah, I think even top 2 probably.
Really?
I went up over $1 million pretty soon.
Right.
And actually, I never went down much. So.
Well, it was a tough final table, as you mentioned. I mean, Aaron Cantor was there, JC Tran, Andy Black. Which one of those players impressed you the most with their game?
Well, to be honest, I was actually pretty happy that Tommy Hank didn't get rid of so much chips. So, I mean, I played a lot with him.
He can be dangerous.
Yeah, he's a really good Limit Hold'em player. So,
right.
And he was sitting behind me. And, well, actually, I was pretty happy. He was always staying low all the time.
Well, your eventual heads-up opponent was Jared Enkelman. And early on at the final table, he tripled up. Do you think there's any way, looking back, I mean, you had 2 10s in the hand, he had pocket queens. Looking back, is there any way you could have gotten away from the hand, do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a 3-way hand.
It was, yeah.
Jared was short stacked with queens. The other guy, I think it was the guy from South Africa.
Yeah, I think that was who it was.
He had jacks, and...
Did he show the jacks?
I'm not sure. I think I betted him out of the pot, wasn't it?
Yeah, you bet the flop. Yeah, he was...
yeah, I know.
Enkelman was all in pre-flop, and then you bet the flop was like ace-king something, and you bet out.
Yeah, ace-king something. I know. I could...
That was a brave bet.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's... I was so like, okay, I'm going to bet one time, and when he calls me, okay, maybe I should have checked and called one time, but...
But the call of Enkelman's all-in was pretty instantaneous because he was so short-stacked?
Yeah, so I mean, about Enkelman's hand, he could have anything.
And then you were able to knock Andy Block out. That must have been a nice notch on your belt. He also was all in, very short stacked, and you made the call, I think, with an 8-9 and popped an 8 on the river. That works.
I know a lot. I remember a lot of hands, but this one I don't remember.
When Andy Black got knocked out, he had a Jack 3. He moved all in, and it was barely a min raise, and you called with an 8-9.
Yeah, okay. So it's like one of the no-brainers. I mean,
absolutely,
you have to call it in. Okay.
But it's nice to knock out a good player from the final table.
Yeah, okay. But they were all good players. I mean, yeah,
yes, that's true.
I wasn't really thinking, okay, I have to knock out that guy because he's. I mean.
Yeah, you have to knock out everybody.
I think nobody played bad. I mean, nobody opened too many hands, and they all knew how to play. So.
What skills are most important to be a really good limit hold'em player? How does it differ from no limit? Everybody plays no limit these days.
I mean, in limit, there's a lot of discipline involved. I think. I mean, opening ranges from certain positions are pretty fixed, and I mean, you can't go away too far from that. I mean.
Okay.
So.
Play by the rules.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So tell me about the heads-up battle between yourself and Enkelman.
Yeah, I think I started like 4 or 5 to 1 ahead.
Mm-hmm.
From that point on, he came back. I have a couple of bad hands and I didn't hit, and he came back like almost even.
Really?
I think I still was ahead a little bit, but.
Okay.
And then it went the other way around, and I won a lot of hands. So yeah.
So you had a lot of supporters there watching you play at the final table. What was it like when you won the bracelet? Did they just explode? Yeah,
that's really nice. I mean, imagine you're playing there and there's no one supporting you. I mean, this was really great, and I thank them a lot for it, and I'm giving them big parties. So, yeah, it was really great, I mean.
Big parties coming up?
Big parties coming up tomorrow.
Where are the parties?
Tomorrow we go eat at a sushi restaurant, good sushi restaurant in Vegas, and after that we go out and we see what happens.
Well, sounds fun. Congratulations again, Rob. Thanks for coming out.
Okay, thank you.
Lizzie Harrison with Rob Hollink for Card Player TV.